bus
right now. But basically, I wanted to make this video because I'm on the way to Milwaukee from Chicago right now, and I just wanted to let you guys know everything you need to know about New York Fashion Week. I've researched this topic endlessly,
and if it wasn't
for ChatGPT's help and another model that I met while in New York, I would have never found out how it really works. And castings, where are they? Who's hosting these castings? I'm gonna tell you while I do my makeup. This is my favorite makeup bag ever. It's been with me to New York, Thailand, Mexico, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Florida. It has its own mirror, and you can make it brighter or darker. It brings this, and if you don't clean your brushes every time, this covers it so it doesn't stain anything, not your bag and not the mirror. All these different compartments that can keep your stuff organized, and you can move these and move them however you want. I'm gonna show you guys my makeup routine while I tell you. Also, my makeup routine when I'm traveling, I don't have as many things with me. It's a little different because normally I don't use this brand as a primer, but I got a little tiny one, so why not? First things first, castings in New York are crazy, okay? You have to wait outside in the cold for hours. If you see a lot of people in front of you and the line is moving slow, don't you dare leave the line, because at any moment they call everybody in and you could miss it. You could come back from going to the bathroom and boom, everybody's gone, everybody's inside, nobody can come in and out. Because sometimes if a lot of models show up to the casting, it can get canceled, it can get moved last minute. So one thing you gotta remember is always check your email, because the bureau, which is one of the people that do these huge castings, I'll link them down below so you guys can check them out. They moved their location 3 times before they finally canceled it, because the fire department said that they couldn't host it anymore because it was dangerous, okay? They said you gotta cut this short, and everybody that was there was able to submit their comp card, but everybody that didn't make it before they locked down was just cut, you know what I mean? I use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. A casting may say that they're there from like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. But if it ends up being canceled because too many people showed up, or they already got all the models they needed, it might end at 11 a.m., which is what happened to the bureau. So another tip for when you're like trying to pull up to castings, you know, in-person castings and New York Fashion Week, is show up on time, bro. Showing up on time is a huge factor. Why? Because what if they're looking for, let's say you're a tall black guy and they need 10 tall black guys for a specific designer. Because, you know, it's not about like you gotta look this way, you gotta look that way. It's just what they need, their vision, the designer's vision. Just because they didn't pick you doesn't mean you're ugly, or just because they pick you doesn't mean you're more talented than the next. It's just they have a vision on who they want wearing their clothes. So if you match that vision, they'll pick you, and if you don't, they won't. And don't get discouraged. That doesn't mean that you're not talented or anything on your end. It just means that was not a good match at that moment, but it doesn't mean it can't be in the future. So please don't give up. No matter how many times I tell you no, don't give up. The way I see it, the more no's you receive, the closer to yes you are. Because every designer is looking for a specific look, and whatever designers don't like your look, they say no. Okay, next. You go to the next one wants you, boom. Always believe in yourself and always be confident, bro. You gotta have the confidence of a middle-aged white man. You gotta walk in that room like you own it, because they have to feel like they can believe in you. And how can they believe in you when the energy you bring into the room doesn't give them any certainty that they should, you know? Like, why would I believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? So that will be my because of them seeing me on somebody's page because I was doing a free gig. So don't turn away free work. If it's good exposure, it is so worth it because it can attract real work. And people seeing you more is like us models, and everybody who watches this video knows that most models that do Fashion Week don't get paid. But the rest of the world doesn't. They're like, oh my gosh, she did such an amazing job. She must have gotten paid a lot. I want to work with her. Most common people don't know this. It's not common knowledge unless you're in the industry and you've experienced it firsthand, or you watch this video, because people be gatekeeping. One thing I know I've noticed about this industry is, why is it so hard to find gigs? Because everybody gatekeeps. Everybody keeps it on the low. And a lot of these gigs are given to agencies, and agencies send their models, the best models. So if you're freelance and you don't have an agent that's telling you what's going on, you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff because people don't wanna put you on, you know. I was lucky enough to meet my friend Alicia. She put me on. I'm gonna link her Instagram below so you guys can follow her. Super cool. She put me on. She's in an agency. Even though she found all those gigs by herself, she be hustling, but she knows the game, you know. So I was very blessed to meet her. Alicia, shout out to you. I'm just tired of people gatekeeping, and I want to put you guys on. I use the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. If you're new to my channel, if this is the first time we meet, hi, hello, I'm Itzo. Sorry I didn't introduce myself before, but I just want to tell you this already so I don't forget anything. A big expense that nobody talks about in New York is transportation. Like, sure, the train is only like $3, but like, you're not from New York, you're lost, you have to take the train and then you gotta get out, and then, oh, I took the wrong train, you gotta get back in, and everywhere you go is train, because everything is not that close, you know what I mean? And if you're going during New York Fashion Week in February, it's winter, so you don't want to be walking around. It's brick, especially if you're in Manhattan, like it's surrounded by water, it's cold, so you gotta take the train every time, everywhere, from here to there to here to there. And when it's New York Fashion Week, castings are like, in one day you go to 5 castings, sometimes 6, 4, 3, and you have to go upstate, downstate, Chinatown, Hell's Kitchen. We went to so many places on the first day. It was crazy, up and downtown, and it's a lot of walking. Also, if you come to New York, remember, you're gonna be standing in line for a long time. Bring gloves, bring a hat, bring a scarf. You will get sick. I got sick after my first show. Sick. I got invited to another show. I couldn't go because I was dying, you know. Especially if you wash your hair and you gotta go outside, like, you can get sick. So just be careful. The bus, I think, is 2 something. Let's just round it up to $3. You gotta take the bus here or there. If you stay upstate, which I did, I normally stay in White Plains. It's like $10 every time you go one way, so it's $20 round trip. But if you go when it's peak time, it's $16 each way, so like that adds up. And then the food is expensive sometimes, unless you want to eat from the deli. But if you're gonna be doing all that model stuff, I don't suggest eating at the deli, because you gotta eat healthy, bro. Not only because you want to stay thin and in good shape, but because if you're not eating your nutrients, fruits, vegetables, and all that, and you're eating fast food, you might get sick. Your immune system is not ready, you know. And if you don't eat proper food, you might get pimples, you might not look your best, and you don't want to do that. So eat healthy. Believe it or not, I'm actually so proud of myself for filming this video right now. I hope the audio is fine. I put the microphone on. I feel so professional. For contour, I use the Hollywood contour one. I was lucky enough that I have family in New York, New Jersey, and I stay with my grandma. But if you don't have nobody to stay with, that's another expense that you gotta keep in mind. Hotels in New York are expensive. Airbnbs are expensive if you want to stay in the city. And even if you're not staying in the city, like right in Manhattan, it's still expensive. Especially during New York Fashion Week, because there's a lot of people staying in hotels. So they have a lot of clientele. And when there's more people coming in the city, they charge more. Because people need a place to stay, so they're going to take advantage of that. When this low season, it's cheaper. But New York Fashion Week is not low season. So make sure you do your research on places to stay beforehand, and that you bring enough money. And also just bring money for like activities. You know, you might get invited to go someplace, a good opportunity to network with some great people, but it costs money. You might make some model friends and they all want to go watch a play. That may cost some money. You may get a gig like to keep it real with y'all, I ran out of money. But then I got paid literally yesterday, the day before I left. If you're late for a casting or a show and you have to take a taxi, they're so expensive. Dude, my grandma lives 35 minutes away from the airport. Guess how much an Uber costs? $100 to $150 for a 35-minute ride. I don't know if it was because I was out of the airport or whatnot, but that's insane. So if you're not staying in the city, it'd be like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes. You're gonna spend all your money on taxis. Another thing about transportation, New York is not the safest place. It never has been, but lately, I mean, have you seen the news? I don't like the news, but you gotta know what's going on sometimes. I suggest you carry pepper spray, taser, knife, gun, whatever you need to stay safe, especially if you're a woman, especially if you're alone. I have friends from New York City that sometimes they've been in such awkward situations that they prefer to spend a lot of money on a taxi than to stay in the train, you know? Especially if you're taking a train at night. You know how the train has separate compartments and you can walk from one or two. If you're in a train one by yourself and it's super isolated and there's not many security around, because the cops be around the train, but sometimes they're not, and you're alone and there's suspicious people, just get off the train. Don't stay alone. Try to stay with other women. Try to stay around people that seem reliable, you know? And if you can't and something suspicious is going on, girl, it's better to invest. It's better to spend some money on a taxi than to put your life in danger. Your number one priority above all else is to stay safe. That's why I'm saying always have extra money. Always. If you go on a date with a guy, even if obviously he's paying, you never know when he's gonna be on leave. Have money to pay for your food in case that ever happens. Don't ever go on a date with a guy if you don't got money to pay for the meal. Like, that's another tip in general, not just for New York Fashion Week, but like that's a life motto. Like, my grandma, my grandpa, my mom used to always tell me, you always have $20 for a taxi if you need it, if you need to get out of the situation. But New York is more expensive, so you always gotta have $100 extra in case anything happens. Don't be stingy with your money when it comes to safety, because like, God forbid something happens to you, what's the point of having money at that point? Rare beauty. I love doing a little W so that I look like an anime character that's like tipsy. Ooh, another tip for people who are not from New York. People in New York don't like admitting that they don't know something or that they're wrong. So sometimes you will ask somebody where something is or what train to take, and they may not know, but they'll act so confidently and send you the wrong way. Literally, it's happened to me. So now I ask at least 3 people to make sure I'm right, and make sure one of those people is like a worker from there or an official or somebody that's also going in the direction. You know, you say, hey, which one goes down to Harlem? Which one goes uptown? Boom. Oh, another thing, just to make it look like I got sun-kissed. Don't trust Apple Maps completely. It be tweaking. Like this morning on my way to my airport, there was a bus that would take me all the way to my destination, but it was making me take 2 extra buses. Stop here, take this, and take another one, when one bus could have taken me straight there. I didn't have to do all that. And if it wasn't because I checked on Google Maps, I wouldn't have figured that out. Always check both maps and ask. L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh bronzer, 350 medium. I use this type of brush. The most important one, make sure you're getting your rest, okay? For your physical health and for your sanity. It's intense, like they glamorize the model world, but I'm telling you, I've been more exhausted after a runway show than after a marathon. So make sure you're getting your rest. Excuse me, is the next stop the airport? Oh my god, I gotta pack this stuff. Alright guys, it looks like I'm gonna finish this video at the airport because time flew by faster than I thought when you're creating. So that's great because I was bored on that bus. I'm literally on the floor right now. My highlight is Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Confetti. Number 4. Oh, this is a cool angle. I'm gonna do the highlight with this brush. What else can I tell you about New York Fashion Week? I mean, if I miss anything, I can always do a part 2. So if you guys want a part 2, let me know in the comments. Oh my god, look at that glow. Dude, what inspired me to even do my makeup today is the fact that I did my lashes. I did clusters last night. I love doing my makeup. Another thing that I learned during Fashion Week is that not everything is as easy as social media makes it seem. Like, that's for everything, but like modeling specifically, like A lot of stuff is glamorized. A lot of stuff is like hidden, kept secret. Sometimes you could take advantage of, so you just gotta be careful. If you ever go to a casting and they ask you to pay, run the other way. Talking about, you pay this down, but then we repay you and we pay you more. No, anybody ask you for money, scam. You heard it here. So if you get scammed after watching this video, you just wanted to get scammed. And no matter who you're working with, what their name is, what the company is, if they're asking you to do something you're not comfortable with, don't do it, because you're gonna find somebody's gonna work with you, respect your boundaries. Don't think that this is the last opportunity of your life. You know what I mean? Like, when one door closes, a million open. And you know what they say? Success is when preparation means opportunity. Like, don't wait till you get casted in a runway or till you get casted in an agency for you to start practicing your modeling. Like, just because you're not a model right now, you could be a freelance model. Just because you're not in an agency, just because you're not in an agency doesn't mean that you cannot set up your phone if you don't have a camera and do your own photo shoot. You don't need an agency to start creating what you want to create. You can start now. Nothing can stop you from your creativity. If you're watching my channel right now, I'm sure you probably know who Liza Koshy is. Liza is a very inspiring woman because she wanted to be in Vogue. She wanted to get interviewed by Vogue. So she did her own parody, getting interviewed by Vogue. And less than 2 weeks later, Vogue hit her up to interview her. But she did it first. You know what I'm saying? She didn't wait for them to hit her up one day. She did it herself, and then they saw how amazing she was. Boom, they hit her up. So don't wait for your dreams to come to you. If you want to be a musician, start making your own music now. You don't need a record label to sign you. You want to be a model? Start taking pictures now. Get dressed up. Take pictures. Go outside, make videos. When you make videos and take pictures in front of the public, you're working on your confidence, believe it or not. Because you know how scary it is? I'm literally at the airport recording myself talking to a camera. Like right now, it seems like I'm talking to you, but like when I recorded this, it's just the camera and me and a mic and a tripod in the airport. You know what I mean? And before, like a year ago, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be caught dead doing this. But now it's like, bro, I'm gonna make my content. Like if people don't like it, somebody on the internet is gonna like it. Work on your confidence. Work on your walk. Walk. Whenever you're doing nothing, you're bored, act like the world is your runway if you want to be a runway model. Fix your posture. Take care of your hair, skin, nails. Ain't no shame in taking care of your body. Not only like eating healthy, but like also staying hydrated, drink lots of water. You want to be a model, you gotta take care of your hair. You gotta sleep with a bonnet, take care. If you have dead ends, cut them. They're not gonna do your hair any good. All I'm saying is, there's nothing wrong with being glamorous. I don't know, I feel weird, me personally, getting cute. Because it's like, there's a voice in my head that says, who the fuck you getting cute for? You're not a model. Bitch, I can be. So why not start acting like one? As a model, it's also very important to learn how to do your own hair, to learn how to do your own makeup. For most castings, you gotta show up without any makeup. I love this pen. It's the best thing ever. For the eyebrows, it's like a line. And it makes it look so natural. Especially for me, because I don't know how to do my eyebrows like that. It's perfect. I use the little mirror. This bag brought this mirror. What I'm saying is, if you want to be something, you don't wait till somebody accepts you as that. You start doing it your own. And then you brush and it looks natural. My eyebrows are pretty bushy and perfect already. I got blessed with the ability to have an unibrow, so I don't have to do much. But you know, just a little bit. Wow. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, last but not least, lips. Ooh. Setting spray. Remember guys, confidence is something that you need for everything in life. If you don't believe in yourself, lie to yourself. Trick your brain into thinking that you believe in yourself. Also, be yourself, bro. I literally straightened my hair to go audition, you're gonna see on the vlog, and they wanted curly hair baddies. Literally, I met a girl and she was like, dude, you have curly hair naturally? Let me see. I showed her my hair and she was literally like, can you go to the bathroom and wet your hair? And I was like, no, dude, I just did it. And she's like, I'm telling you, they like curly hair. So for runway, you know how they like doing crazy hairstyles? It's better to manage this type of hair than straight hair. So yeah, next time I'm gonna go with my natural hair. Just be yourself and believe in yourself. My ride is here. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. This is Itos TV. Remember to like if you liked it, if you found anything useful, subscribe, and comment any questions you may have. I can answer. I look at the comments.